General Grievous was destroyed against General Kenobi. The person he was obsessed with, the person he was obsessed to get rid of, defeated him. And with General Grievous gone, the Separatists didn't have a chance of winning. But suddenly something would happen, as he would wake up in a new land. But he saw something. He saw clouds around him. As then he saw Adam walk up towards him. He would say, "Where am I?" Adam says, "Don't know. Usually your people don't come to Earth's afterlife. But since you did, we didn't really know where to send you. You were kind of just in purgatory. So, we had a deal. You like to exterminate people, huh? Collect trophies?" General Grievous would say, "Yes, but usually they're Jedi." "Well, sadly we don't have Jedi here, but we do have something close." General Grievous would then tilt his head as he looked at Adam. "Similar, huh? You have my attention. They're sinners, demons, they're disgusting and filthy. They deserve to be wiped out. And you should help lead the charge. You are a great warrior. You can bring a lot to our team. We can even build you a greater cybernetic body." As General Grievous looked, since he wasn't supposed to be here, only part of his soul managed to come here. His soul was fractured. He could barely stand and walk. He needed a new body. However, he would say, "Why would I do that? Help us get rid of Charlie, and we can bring you back to your universe to avenge yourself and your people." General Grievous crutched his hand, as he wanted nothing more but to avenge his people and to destroy the Jedi, as he agreed to join Adam. They would build him new armor made entirely of angelic material, as Adam and Luke would both train him. However, he knew a lot about fighting, even more than they knew, since they were overconfident and let themselves open. General Grievous had a body very similar to his old one, since they didn't want to mess up his fighting style too much. However, this time General Grievous would learn about angels, and he would learn about demons, and he would learn about the world around him, and he began to get his own plans. He expected that they would get rid of him as soon as he defeated Charlie. After all, why would they keep him around? They're xenophobic. He's not an idiot. He's been used before, and he will not be used again. As General Grievous kept on training with them, he eventually would learn more techniques and more strategies, and he wanted to lead the army himself. He figured he could lead a better Exorcist army than Adam ever could, so he started to hatch a plan to take his place. As General Grievous would go to Sarah, Sarah would look at him and say, "What do you want? Your presence here is kept secret by everyone else." General Grievous would say, "I know you want to get rid of me as soon as Charlie is defeated. However, Adam is inconfident. He will lead us to failure." Sarah said, "He's led us to victory every time." He would look up and say, "Do you really think he's a true warrior? Do you really think he has the heart to do what is done? Sure, he might be able to slaughter people, but other than that, what can he really do?" Sarah began to contemplate what he said and said, "If you can prove yourself, I can replace you with him. But until then, you will be protected under my word." General Grievous didn't trust that, but he had to prove himself, prove that he was better than Adam. And he had a perfect plan to do so, as he was going to upgrade his suit. General Grievous was tapping into magic, but he needed help, so he would go to Lilith. As General Grievous walked over to Lilith, she was over there in her vacation spot, as she would say, "How do you know where to find me?" "I overheard questions. Besides, I'm here so you can help disguise me. Make it so I have the power to disguise myself as anyone. If I can do that, then I can stop this war. Make it so things go better." Lilith would say, "Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever trust you, someone made to destroy my own flesh and blood?" He would laugh. "Because the only reason I'm doing that is because Adam wants me to. If I have the power to sabotage, I can stop Adam and take over the Exorcist and keep leading it under a better direction." Lilith would say, "A coup, huh? You're an outsider just like me. I like that. Very well. I'll help you on one condition. You cannot destroy Charlie." That was originally General Grievous's plan. However, maybe he could do something better with this as disguise now. If he can't go after Charlie, he'll go after someone bigger, someone better, someone more important. Lucifer? No, that would cause a war. He had another idea, an idea to truly amass fear in her face. As General Grievous would say, "All right then. Is it a deal?" Lilith would smile and say, "Yes, it's a deal." as in they would shake hands. General Grievous would get the power to be able to shapeshift. As he would walk down, he would want to scout the area, so he would shapeshift into Cherry Bomb so he can go and visit Angel, knowing that they're friends, since he got intel from Adam. Keep in mind, Adam didn't know who Angel was, so it's not too far-fetched to know he knew about his friend. As Cherry Bomb would walk down here, or should I say General Grievous disguised as Cherry Bomb, she would pretend to be happy to greet Angel. He would greet all the defenses and realize all the weak points in it, and he had a great idea how to counter this. General Grievous was going to have field day. He was going to prove that he was victorious, and he was going to prove that he was the better man for the job. So General Grievous would go back up and simply train. He would train for hours a day, even when the rest are relaxing, even when the rest were taking a break. He would simply keep training. As all the exorcists took notice of this freak, of this cyborg, as this cybernetic weapon, they didn't view him as a person. They just viewed him as a weapon. And a weapon he would become, a weapon of true destruction, and a weapon that would bring them victory. As General Grievous would train every day and become greater and stronger, one day everyone would take notice of this, as Lute would walk up to him and say, "You know, I admire your training, sir. And I think you'll enjoy our victory." As General Grievous looked at her and said, "I will, in fact, enjoy it." As he shook hands with her, she smiled, but it was a fake smile. She hated shaking hands with this mechanical freak, and General Grievous could tell this too. General Grievous could not wait to purge out the exorcists. He could tell that some of them were weak, some of them were lazy. Sure, they had the drive, they had the power, but they didn't have the discipline. He needed to give them discipline. He needed to give them strength, and he needed to give them something that would keep them from pushing onwards. As General Grievous finally had his plan, and he finally would get his time to execute it. As eventually the battle would begin, Adam would rain down with the other exorcist, but General Grievous was nowhere to be seen, as he would turn into a cannibal and disguise himself to get through the hotel. As he would get through the hotel, he would sneakily take out the guards, take them out one by one with indirect means. He wasn't about this. He was about honor, fighting directly. However, that got him nowhere, and it was time for him to change his tactics. He knew that now, but eventually, he would find Lute and Vaggie fighting each other. As Lute was down and Vaggie was about to win, suddenly, General Grievous would ignite all of his blades and take down Vaggie. As she fell to the floor, Lute would say, "Thank you. Now let's get out of here." As then he would say, "Sorry, I have other plans." As she said, "What does that mean?" As then General Grievous would take her out as he pulled out his blades and quickly got rid of Lute. He knew Lute was going to betray him. As he looked there, he was happy with himself, but he had to act fast. As then he heard a faint heartbeat somewhere. It sounded very weak, like they've lost a battle. He would go up, and it was Alistair. Alistair was laying in his room, trying to recover. As General Grievous would charge to him, Alistair would summon tentacles to try to stop him, but General Grievous would simply too nimble. Also, Alistair was injured, so he didn't stand a chance, as General Grievous easily took care of him. As then he left and began to take care of the others. There was Nifty, a little girl, just, stabbing things away, as General Grievous would take care of her. General Grievous would take care of Husk, Angel, everyone, because they were distracted. Charlie was fighting Adam and distracted with that. As then, Lucifer would show up and the battle would continue. General Grievous wanted to get rid of Adam himself, so he grabbed a spear and threw it. As suddenly, it would hit Adam in the face, causing him to fall down. Everyone was shocked as they couldn't believe it. Adam did. He was destroyed, no more. As then General Grievous would leave with the rest of the exorcists, Charlie would be excited as she thought she won, but as she turned around, she saw Vaggie gone. She saw all of her friends gone. As then she started to cry. She couldn't believe this happened. They may have defeated Adam, but did she? It seems like whoever did this too, but why? Why strike down Adam? Why strike down Lute? If he was going to strike down all of the people at the hotel, it didn't make any sense. As Charlie continued to cry, Lucifer would hug her and say, "We'll rebuild. We'll get through this, I promise." As then we cut to General Grievous, who was walking into heaven. Sarah would appear and say, "Tell me why I shouldn't destroy you where you stand after what you did." As he says, "Simple. You're going to need me. Without Lute, without Adam, I'm the only one you can have. And you need me. Got that?" As General Grievous looked at Sarah, she would sigh and say, "Fine." As then General Grievous would take Adam's old job. And that is where I'm going to leave things off. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Now, I do like Star Wars, so before we end things off, I want you to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're watching my content. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're hitting that like button. I'm glad you're telling your friends about it. But who is your favorite Star Wars character? Because mine's Palpatine. Palpatine's the one who started the Clone Wars. He's the one who built the Galactic Empire, and he has so many good lines. I am the Senate. And he outsmarts people and leads it through brains and stuff. There's no great moment where he simply takes over everything. It's small and building. And it's very realistic because we've seen real people do it. That's why I like Palpatine, because he's realistic with his political ambitions. But he's also, you know, powerful. He can fly around. He could do like backflips. He could shoot lightning out of his fingers. That's pretty cool. When I was young, Darth Vader was my favorite. But now it's Palpatine because, you know, I always liked the villains. I always thought villains were cool growing up. Like, the only hero character I really liked was Batman, but he's kind of dark and gritty, and that's kind of why I liked him, you know? Even as a kid, I related to the villains more, which is ironic because I'm a pacifist, you know? I'm the farthest thing you can get from a villain, but I just really like villains. I don't know why. I guess they just bring out some sort of nature inside of you, you know? Because there's always a deep part of you that hates the world and hates the things around you and just wants out. And the villains are people who give in to that. They give in to their darkest desires, and just watching them is just amazing to me. It just really brings things out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that thanks button if you think I deserve some money. And don't forget to tell me who's your favorite Star Wars character and why. Don't forget to tell me why down in the comments. So yeah, love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a fan. Peace out. All of you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful viewers. I wouldn't have a channel without any of you. You make my world go round and round and round.